do you have like a strenuous relationship already and you're just trying to decide like...
But do you feel like you place your friendships on the same level as a like romantic relationship?
Clearly you've worked it out in your head and you clearly have like come to your own conclusion. Why are you still so upset about it? Why are you still overthinking it?
You're not hearing the entire phrase or sentence that we said, but you're fixated on this one part and then you made your own like conclusion.
Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going a girls chat. It's going to be a very quick one because you do not want to know what happened behind the scenes. I have
Evolving Amber
with me and
Naturally M.
Okay, we're just doing the Instagram.
Emily.
This is Emily and Amber with me, and we're going to be doing a girl chat. So I'm thinking we're going to get into about 2 or 3 questions. We'll see how it goes. I had asked you all on my Instagram. If you don't follow yet, go ahead and follow for some questions for us to chat about our topics. So we're just going to get right into it because we have somewhere else to go. So let's see what the first one was. When life makes friendships grow distant, how do you know which ones to save versus which ones to let go?
You don't.
What do you mean you don't?
It's a constant battle. Like, you don't know which ones to save or which ones to let go. Especially where I've been in 2 scenarios where one of the cases I was the friend who did something. So you try to, rekindle that. And then another situation where that friend was the one who did something and you're like, is it worth it? Or, is this one thing the end all be all? Now, 9 times out of 10, the last thing that's the end or the distant thing of the friendship isn't usually the thing that has done it. It's usually a build-up.
Yeah.
And then you kind of just choose like, is the energy not matching? Like, life be life in. Are those people still there for you?
So that's your thought process when you're making a decision. So in a way, you kind of do know. It's just based on certain situations that would happen with the person, you think?
100%.
Or is it like more so, do you have like a strenuous relationship already and you're just trying to decide like, should I let this friendship go? Like, how should I? Because I understand your situation where it would be like something happened and then the friendship broke up and then you kind of have to make that decision.
Yeah.
Or is it like you have constant issues and it's almost like, so this friendship isn't working out the way we need it to do. Like, they're not showing up for me the way I need them to show up for me. Do I let it go? Or how do I make that choice?
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, you always go with the one that has your back.
Yeah.
In the sense, who's showing up for you and who's actually there and who's actually there, like, who's there for you.
Yeah.
Almost every time.
Yeah.
And there's never any judgment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like it's hard to know because I feel especially like at this age, because the girl who asked the question, who's around our age, so it's very hard because so much happens. It's not like a high school friendship anymore, right? It's like so much happens with our lives, like so many changes, careers, relationships, like new friends. It's just a lot. So I do feel like if it's one-sided and you notice it all the time, that's a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if the person actually, like, I guess, tries to provide an explanation on why they weren't there and you think it's valid, then it's like, okay, well, maybe let me give them a breather, because we're not perfect. But yeah.
And it's also, sorry,
go ahead.
But it's also understanding that life is life and life happens and we all are living our own lives differently. So it's like, people definitely have to be more aware of those things when it comes to like friendships and like how those friendships are growing and where they're going in the direction.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like distance can mean anything. Like, distant could be because somebody actually physically moved away, or, they started their own family, or, insert any other explanation. Because I also have friends that I haven't talked to in months, but when we link up, it's like that friendship is solid, right? Exactly. So it also really just depends on how you both, balance each other, and if that person truly gives that same energy back.
Exactly.
Because I don't worry about the friends that I haven't seen in a long time or haven't talked to in a long time, because I know that our foundation is good.
Exactly.
But when the foundation starts to crumble and I think the distance is in play, that's when you're just kind of deciding,
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it is tough. Like, especially for me, because like a lot of my friends are back home. So then it's like you juggle the friends back home and the friends at parents. I feel like even if you're chilling with somebody like all the time, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's your
friend.
Friend. That could just, they could be fake as hell. But then that's not really like they don't really have your best interest at heart. So I get like the actual distance.
And we really need to get the real definition of what a friend is.
Yeah.
It's
We've been using it too loosely.
Exactly.
I know. No, that's facts.
Exactly.
That's facts. I've seen a poster that like you need to talk about it's the difference between a coworker and a friend, acquaintance and a friend, somebody
Someone
else's friend, yeah, and a friend.
Yeah.
But we use it very loosely.
Yes.
I
It's
agree.
very, very loosely.
I agree.
Yeah. But do you feel like you place your friendships on the same level as a like romantic relationship? Like, or do you feel like you struggle when it comes to providing chances? Because you know some people, they provide so many chances to their romantic partner, but when it comes to their friendship, it's like, you did something to me, like I'm done, cut off. Like,
No, I'm a girl's girl. My friends are up here, so if you're really in my circle and then you do something to me or something has happened, like I treat it like a death. Like I literally go through the 5 stages of grief.
Yeah.
Because it's like, listen, I put you here. If you've been introduced to the family, if you've been introduced to the bestie, if you've been introduced to the man, like you're in there like swimwear, right? And it's like, wow, like you did this to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I definitely treat it like and I tell my friends I love them all the time until it's uncomfortable. Like I'm your friend. Text me when you get home, please.
Yeah.
Yep.
You didn't text me. Okay, are you in a ditch? Like, do I need to call your mama? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's and I would do that for anybody that I truly love and care about. So
Yeah.
But do you feel as though you divide that friend with as much chances as your man? Like if y'all, like if falling outs, like
100%.
arguments, like stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm an olive branch person until my cup is completely empty.
Gotcha. Okay.
For me, it definitely depends on like our level of friendship and how
same.
deep our friendship is. So it's like if I view the friendship as a valuable friendship, a valuable relationship for me, for sure. My problem is I might not always express my issue or my grievance with a person. So maybe like sometimes people may not always be aware that I have these issues. But even if that person is doing something that I might not necessarily like, I'm not going to go and be like, oh, I'm not always going to bring that grievance up to you, but I'm always going to forgive it until I can't forgive it anymore.
Gotcha.
Which, like, in the sense, I don't know if it's more so like a relationship thing, like I compare it to like a relationship, but I always give those chances. I don't think I'm just going to cut a friendship off just because, as long as it's a deep friendship. If it's if it's like a new friendship and it's just not, the flame isn't there, then
you don't have as much.
I don't have as much.
I feel like the same way these birds are like very loud. I feel the same. I don't know. I find that with my romantic relationships, I tend to give a little bit more of a chance just because you're giving so much of this person. Like they're giving so much of them to you for one, and you're doing the same. So it's like it's really deep. So if I have a deep friendship like that, then yes. But like if it's just like one of those, like you're just cool with the person, you're not like that tight, then it's like honestly, if you do something that like is a red flag for me, I'm more easier to like distance myself versus if it's a close friendship and I really, really want it to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you guys like a cutoff? Like everyone knows you cut them off, block, delete,
No.
what have
No.
you, or
No.
silent killer?
It's like if you ask me, I'll let you know that it is what it is, but I'm not out there saying da 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 like this.
I cut this one off because it's so intense. No, that's drama.
It's definitely like if you inquire and I'll. It's like an honest question. Yeah, we're not cool no more. Why?
Yeah.
I want to get into it. No, I don't want to get into it. Type thing, right?
Yeah.
Depends.
And I think too, like, even for me, like, I had to learn that it's different friends for different reasons, right? Like, it's hard to separate, like, these friendships. So, like, you have friends you party with, friends you go and do such and such with, like, your co-workers. Like, then you have friends you can kind of talk to about anything, and they're, like, well-rounded, right? It's like you have to learn how to... Okay, yeah, so we're gonna hurry this along. He's doing a lot. But yeah, you have to like learn how to separate the friends for like the different stuff that you do in your life.
Yeah, for sure.
Compartmentalize, I think that's what they call it. But yeah. So that was a question. Do
Can't
we want
wait
to
to see
say
that
anything
edit.
else?
Can't wait to see that edit.
Do we want to talk about anything else with that? No. Oh, I guess, how would you approach a friend who, I guess you want the relationship back, the friendship back, but you don't know if they want that as well? Like, how would you go about trying to rekindle it without being, like, I guess, overbearing or, like,
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No. If I decided that we're not friends anymore, and I've in myself said I don't want to, this is not a relationship I want anymore.
Yeah.
Just call it quits.
What if
So
it's
what if-
vice versa?
Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
No.
Or even in the case where you see that they look like they've changed, and like you wouldn't mind having this person back. You
No.
just said it completely.
Because I would always be jaded to it. I'd always be guarded, and I just wouldn't want to live in a friendship or a relationship being guarded and jaded. Especially like, it depends on, and it also depends on how the relationship has changed or how the relationship ended too. So it's like if it was something that I ended and I was like, no, I don't want it anymore. I don't care for it. It's just like I don't think I could ever take it back.
I don't know. I feel like I would take a friendship back. Like if I know that I've grown much more, and like we both had parts to play in it, and it looks as though like you're more mature, and like I've matured since that time, because it's like a relationship. Like, you know, it's like always a time for stuff. Like maybe it was in the right time to be friends, or like the time to be in that relationship, time for the friendship. It's like, okay, well, let's try again. And if it doesn't work out that time, then it's like, oh, okay, it's not meant to be.
Yeah, no, I think anything can be rekindled. I'm definitely a forgiver. I feel like I've grown to like apologize to people. So if somebody has done me wrong, I expect the apology first, and then like let's move forward. But I'm also really big on, you said there's a time and place and a season for every friend. There's a lesson. There's a, you know, they come in as a blessing, what have you. If that friendship is rekindled, I like to start that one new. Because especially where if something dramatic happened and that you guys aren't friends anymore, that past is the past friendship. I don't think you can go back to myself. I can't go back to how it was. I can't just pick up where we left off. Especially if it was something very traumatic as an ending. So come back, rekindle. That new friendship has to be brand new, almost like day one. Like, what's your favorite color?
Yeah, like you have to relearn
Like,
the
honestly,
person
because
again.
we're new, and then and even if you rekindle with an old friend, you still can put your boundaries up, and they still might not even be at the cookout. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, y'all could be cool, and if we have mutual friends, like, we can all be in the same space together, but that person still doesn't need to have access to your life how they once did.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's, like, a shade towards them, but, you know, a lot of time has passed. So.
Yeah. So you feel like they'll have to go back to that level to be back there where you can invite them up. Yeah,
100%.
I feel like that's a lot of forgiveness that comes with those type of stuff where you try to
100%.
rekindle though. Like you have to be over that to like really try it again. Because imagine that's still in the back of your head when stuff happens. Yeah, that's tough. Okay, next question. Well, I'm not going to say this word, but it's basically, why are guys so dumb? We don't have all day, but well, which part of it do you want us to talk about?
See, I wouldn't even say dumb. I would just say they just don't forward think. Like, I find guys just kind of, they don't, are we talking about dumb in the sense of, like, relationships with us dumb? Like,
I think that's what the question, yeah.
I find sometimes guys just don't, they don't foreshadow what could happen.
I agree.
Right? So it comes off as dumbness, I guess, because it's just like, how could you not see it when it's like
clear,
like very clear, right? So I don't know. Dumb is kind of,
Yeah, that's vague. I need an example.
I know.
Right.
So we're trying to see, like, I guess, in which way are they trying to say why guys though? Like, I don't know. We need like a scenario or something.
If a man is
I guess we can talk about.
smart.
I guess we can talk about the differences that we've seen when it comes to not even like your own relationship, but when you have relationships, like, you know, there's a difference between guys and girls.
100%.
For sure.
Like, there's this vast difference.
yes.
Like, I feel for us, we definitely, I don't know, we think about a lot when it comes to the scenario. Like you say, foreshadowing. Like, we think, I think we're very considerate when it comes to stuff, versus they just see one thing and that's what it is. But if we try to say something, they're like, well, I would have never thought that way. Like, that's not what I meant. But they're not thinking that it could have come off that way.
Yeah.
Like, so I guess people may see that as dumb because they aren't thinking past that one point. But that, I don't know, guys. I find guys just think straightforward.
Yes.
Nothing else.
Very
Black or
forward
white.
thinkers.
We need a guy on this segment.
No, we really should do that for real. We should get one out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to think what else.
Why are guys so dumb?
Yeah, like, what have you noticed that they're different in when it comes to us? Not that saying that we're the superior sex or anything, but like, they just don't, I don't know, they just don't think sometimes.
No, we don't.
Are we saying all?
The ones I've dealt with.
Or it's not even like, I don't think it's not, they don't think. What is it what I was just thinking, I had it and then I lost it. I come back to me.
Okay.
I gotta think about
That
it.
is like a multiple choice question. I'm not good at multiple choice.
What do you mean multiple choice?
I don't know. It's just a...
What is something that you've noticed guys are different with when it comes to us and them?
That makes them
we'll
dumb?
talk about us. We'll talk about us. Okay, let's take dumb out of it. Maybe they're not as self-aware then.
Mm-hmm.
They're not aware. Their awareness is very low.
Probably reacting in conversations and how they react to something versus how a female might react. So, for instance, if arguments arise or conversations arise, they're just like, similar to what you were saying, but very black and white, like, oh, but you said this. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you're not hearing the entire phrase or sentence that we said, but you're fixated on this one part, and then you made your own, like, conclusion from the one
like
piece of the puzzle. I think that part differs. And I think that comes with, like, growth and, like, communication and all these other things. Yeah. However, I do think that's, for the most part,
it's what you've noticed.
A really big difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have your thing?
No, I lost it completely.
Okay. It's fine.
It's not come back.
But do you feel as though it has to do with their upbringing, though? The difference between us and guys, or is it just like a natural genetic thing?
I think upbringing plays a part in it.
Yeah.
It depends. Because, like, they say, just not to get too tooty, but they say that, like, a two-parent household is better than a one-parent household. But sometimes you can get a two-parent household person, and they're, like, really crappy compared to the one-person household, right? So I do think parenting and upbringing definitely play a part.
Yeah.
I personally think your experience and with people and how you are out there in life also play a big part, because it's just like, I think you also learn to communicate when you communicate with more than just your own people.
Communication.
So
communication is a big
and I think a lot of times guys are called dumb because they don't communicate right. So
that's what it is.
Or not communicate right. I shouldn't say there's a right or wrong way to communicate, but they don't communicate well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vice versa. Like, I sometimes don't communicate very well at all.
Yeah. So what do you think, what about us? Like, what do you think we do that is, like, a red flag for females, I guess?
I think our overthinking is a red flag in itself. I think the fact that we overthink, I think, confuses guys.
Yeah.
Because I think...
That's true. It's the reverse.
Right, because we're overthinking it so much, and they're kind of like, well, why are you overthinking it? Why are you not just looking at it like this? Because sometimes their explanations, and they're like, if I go to my man and I'm like, I'm all upset about this issue, and he kind of breaks it down, and it's like, but why are you upset about it? Like, you clearly... And we come to the conclusion on the issue ourselves in our head, and we explain it to them, and they're like, but you clearly have worked it out in your head, and you clearly have, like, come to your own conclusion. Why are you still so upset about it? Why are you still overthinking it? It doesn't have to be a situation with them particularly too, right? So I think the overthinkingness that we do definitely, like,
I definitely think that's a red flag as well. Yeah,
we can be very extroverted and extra.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the guys that I know that are more introverted or quiet or chill, y'all like it though. A lot of the introverted, silent type guys seem to tend to go towards someone who's very extra. Yeah. And, you know, just a little bit a little razzle dazzle. And I think with that, I know we keep talking about communication. That may be the word of the day. Like, I think sometimes that's where we break down, because like you said, our thought process is very different than theirs. So our extraness, our, you know, over planners, like all of those things. Hi. I'm an over planner. I think sometimes that could be a turn off. It's just like, just chill. Just be in the moment.
Exactly that.
Be here, or, you know.
But I feel that plays into the part of the foreshadowing. We're over planning because we already know what's going to happen down the line. So it's like we have to over plan so that when that time comes, we're ready. Like, we'll be solid. Like, we don't have to worry about anything. But they just wait until that moment, and then it's like, oh, well. Yeah.
It's like knowing you got to go somewhere, and we're up, we're ready, we're getting ready, and then they getting out of bed, like, maybe 20 minutes before, brushing teeth, shaving if they shave, eating, like, showering. And it's just like, okay, well, you could have got up, because because you could have foreshadowed me getting annoyed with you for taking all this time. Like,
I must say, I need that trait. I need that carefreeness from guys.
Oh,
they are
right.
very carefree. They are very carefree, very nonchalant.
Oh my gosh, I tell my guy all the time, I wish I could be like you sometimes. I can't. I'm too high strung. I'm too like tight.
Yeah. No,
Pause.
we need to beat them for a day, actually.
Pause. Okay. I got pause?
Okay, I'll cancel this.
You said, because I'm too tight.
What's wrong with being too tight?
What she mean?
Continue.
Cut that part out. But can we need to beat them for a day for real though, and see how they would react? Like, let's act like them for a day and see what happens. They'll probably be so upset.
Oh my god, right? Because they be so used to who we are.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Why are you doing this?
Exactly.
Why are you acting this way?" One more, because it's almost 12. This one is very similar. Making new girlfriends in a new city and how hard that is.
That's all you, boo.
I know. I just want to say you guys like live.
That's all you, boo thing.
But you can talk about making
Disclaimer.
new friends too.
But why don't you go first?
I will.
Disclaimer, I am so bad at making new friends.
Yeah.
If I'm not introduced to somebody,
Then you won't.
I can't make a new friend. It's very difficult. Like, if it's like, let's say I didn't have Amber as a friend, I probably would never have met you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If I didn't have work friends, I probably wouldn't, like, if I was
Never
that
meet
person who
other
worked at
people.
home, I would never meet other people.
Yeah.
I'm just not somebody who's able to make new friends organically like I used to.
Why do you think so?
I just, because I'm not a person to approach somebody to be a friend.
Is it
Or,
because
like,
you don't care, or are you?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I just feel like you're an introvert though too.
Yes. If I'm partying and I'm forced to interact, I probably could get a friend from there. But I'm also the type of person, oh yeah, let's link, and then I never link.
Yeah.
So I'm really bad for that.
Gotcha. I think for me, okay, because I moved all the way from home over to Halifax, and I'm not gonna lie, I was really good at making friends in like uni, and then it's like super good at making friends. Like, I had a bunch of friends in uni, and then it was like, I don't know, you grow up and you realize that people are just fake. Like, it's just a lot of personalities. It's just a lot, and you figure out yourself along the way. So it's like you don't care to make all these friends anymore.
No.
Like, you care to only make those who are going to benefit you, or who are kind of similar in what you like, or like how you are.
Yep.
And it's very limited lists of people like that.
But
right?
I also find university and like work and stuff are like forced interactions. So it's like you're bound to come up with a friend.
Yeah.
In a situation where you're always seeing people, you're always around people, you're always talking to people.
That's
so
true.
I feel like those situations, of course, we've had tons and tons of friends.
Yeah.
But take those
More
aspects
streamlined
away, it's like you now have to be the person, if you are genuinely looking for friends, you have to be that person to go out and actually put yourself out there to make a friend.
And I can see how it's hard when you're growing up too, because people already have their circle, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, they're not going to be as welcoming unless they too want friends and they're in the same boat as you. They're not going to be as welcoming to be like, oh, let's bring this person because whatever. But I'm actually, honestly, I would more so friend a person who I see don't have that many people around them versus somebody who has someone, because I'm like, okay, it's less personalities to deal with, for one. And then it's like, you almost feel a little bit sad for them that they don't have that. Because at least for me, like right now, I don't care to like make a bunch of friends because I'm a big family person. So like, I'm really close to my family, and I feel like having a bunch of friends, that could be draining. I don't know. It's like you have to give so much of yourself all the time. And I don't want to just make a friend and then it's like you don't invest in the friendship. So I try to keep it like very limited. Who I try to be friend, but I can see how it's hard.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would say to like figure out who you are first, and you could do that while you're making friends. But like, I don't know. Don't try to be easily influenced by who you make your friends with, because who you hang out with can definitely influence. Like, you may not think so, but it definitely influences who you are if you're not firm with who you are yet. So I would say figure out who you are first, and then pick your friends to fit who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, we keep using this word very loosely. Okay, you can be friendly. I consider myself
Yeah.
a very friendly person. I can talk to anybody, a stranger, beggar on the street. Like, I'll talk to anybody. However, does that person need to be your friend? No. But if you are traveling into a new city, like I am from here, I'm from Nova Scotia. If I lived in a new place, I definitely still feel like I would approach somebody and be like, hey, like we have common goals. If I'm in a coffee shop, I might talk to the other person.
Amber,
Sorry. What's a bee?
you try to kill it.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll probably just talk to the person who also is having a coffee, and then probably exchange socials or something like that. And always meet people in public places because there are serial killers everywhere.
Yeah.
I watch way too much true crime shows, but yeah, like be yourself and go to different places. I feel like us as a people sometimes, if we're going to the same places, you're going to get those same people, and you might not meet the people that you want to attract.
Exactly.
So, you know, especially if you're going to a new city, like try different things. That's what I would do.
Yes.
And you might find, you know, the unexpected friendship, you know, in search.
I just want to say for real, like at least for like me and Amber, it was. I think our friendship blossomed because of content, right?
100%.
Like our content. Yeah. So like for me and Amber, it was based off of like creativity and content creation. So that's where we kind of like met in similarities, and then the friendship blossomed from there. So yeah, I feel like if you know what you like, then go to the place like you like.
Yeah.
Even events and stuff, like even over here, they have a ton of events. So if there's an event in your city, then go do that, and don't be afraid to do things solo.
Yeah.
Like,
heavy on that.
I've learned to do things solo, and sometimes it's the best time because like you don't have to worry about anyone feelings while you're with, like, you know, you don't have to worry about anyone.
You can leave him
And
alone.
shoot your shot in the girls' DMs
Yes.
too. Like follow. Like I have a lot of cool people that I genuinely can't wait to meet in person because we started on socials, and whether their account was awesome or they're engaging with me and vice versa. Shoot your shot with the girlies, okay? We're
I
out
agree.
here.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
If you like their energy and you've seen it, maybe you may not have met them in person, or you may once or twice, just like a hail. Maybe send them a message. You never know how far
100%.
it'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the end of the girls chat, you guys, because the camera's about to die and this bee is annoying. So thank you for tuning in. Bye.
Shout out to Pocalogan Cove House in New Brunswick, Canada.